There was just a court ruling in the United Kingdom that is massive. Now, it's not really massive just because of it specifically, but it's massive because of what this could imply going forward. So TLDR, this is actually about RuneScape currency, believe it or not. You know, the GP in RuneScape, right? Everybody remembers the gold pieces. Well, basically, there are actually like real world dollar amounts for the GP in RuneScape, even though I don't think you're technically supposed to go that way, but I think there is like a black market for it. Basically, the case itself is about, it sounds like it was a JMod from RuneScape. They basically stole a whole bunch of GP from players, and this ruling basically said that this individual can be charged with theft even though it was just in-game currency. Going forward, this could matter a lot for cases involving somebody stealing like in-game items or in-game currency. You're not just facing a ban if you're like a hacker that's stealing these items for a game. You're actually facing legal consequences. So this all comes from this right here. I've got it in the description if you want to read it. It is a very lengthy court filing, but we can see kind of on the right there, this is from January 14th. This is about 12 days ago. This is from the United Kingdom, and this is from an appeals court. So we see from this small part right here, it says the issue in this case is whether gold pieces in RuneScape, gold pieces as a form of wealth in a video game, if that constitutes property within the meaning of the Theft Act of 1968 in the UK. And it is kind of like a Black Mirror moment when you see like everything written out in this official court document like about RuneScape, explaining what RuneScape is. We got this right here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it talks about RuneScape, talks about the GE, like the Grand Exchange, if you can believe it. Now, it does reference bonds here, and bonds are something that you can buy with real world money, the way I understand it, and it basically gives you, I think, 14 days worth of RuneScape membership. At least that was the thing back in the day when I would sink a bunch of hours into the game. But you can also sell bonds in the game, so I think because of that, they are kind of equating that to a real world, a real dollar amount that GP is actually worth. We see another section right here. Again, it just gives the setup of what GP, what gold pieces really is in RuneScape. They're definitely going into quite a bit of detail as far as how the whole money system works in RuneScape. If you haven't played RuneScape, by the way, it's very similar to just any other MMORPG as far as how the in-game currency works. You can do something, and that something can generate gold pieces. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. It also kind of sets it up talking about how you can do like wood cutting and mining, stuff like that in the game. Stuff that takes a real world amount of time, and then you can get gold pieces. I think they're kind of setting up the notion, the fact of like, you know, hey, you can just basically do stuff to earn money, kind of like in real life, right? You go to work and you earn money. So anyway, it talks about the whole case right here. It talks about how the person, the individual in question, they worked for Jagex. Talks about how they accessed 68 in-game accounts allegedly, and they got about 705 billion GP, which it says is worth a real world trading value of about 540,000 pounds, which is about almost 700,000 US dollars, by the way. Talks about how this person allegedly stole all of this money between March 2018 and July 2018. Actually, it says 2028. I think that's a typo. I believe 2028 hasn't happened yet. Okay, so the conclusion of all of this, right? This is the whole point of the filing. What did they actually decide about the in-game GP? Well, I kind of spoiled it throughout the video, but yes, they do say that it can count as real-world money. We see right here, they make the argument for why this is, and then this is kind of the other part of their argument. Kind of the conclusion of the conclusion, kind of the whole summary about halfway down there, it says they, meaning gold pieces, they are assets which have an ascertainable monetary value and which may be traded for that value both in the game and outside the game. Within the rules of the game, they represent money's worth as the product of purchase of a bond. Outside the game, they are regularly traded for money's worth. They are capable of being subject to dishonest dealing which deprives their possessor of their use and value. So it would be surprising and unsatisfactory if such dishonest dealing did not amount to the offense of theft. Okay, so that is very big, not only for this case, but in general, for any case like this. You know, maybe somebody who's, I don't know, stealing like a Counter-Strike knife from somebody, just an in-game in-game item, something like that, right? This now is kind of setting the standard, I would think, at least in the United Kingdom, and maybe other countries will see this too. It's setting the standard that, yes, this in-game stuff, as long as it can be argued that it can be worth some sort of real-life money value, then it should legally be considered a good, just like, you know, my cell phone or my computer or my car or something, right? So somebody, if they steal it, that's not only going to be against the game's terms, but that is going to be illegal. This could affect things like hacking and stuff going forward. We could see cases like this where maybe before it was just like, oh, well, you got hacked, you know, too bad. But now maybe it's kind of more of like, you know, hey, I can make the argument that it's not just that simple. You know, maybe this item that I had that I got hacked for, maybe it's worth like thousands of dollars, and so I'm really going to take this to court. Very big stuff going forward. Crazy that it all started from something that allegedly happened in RuneScape of all places.